There we are. Hello, hello. My name is Nicole Kramer. Welcome. We are bringing something really exciting for you today that is going to allow you to move forward and make some simple swaps, simple tweaks, and how you are approaching your sales conversations. As I said, my name is Nicole Kramer. I'm a speaker and a sales coach, also an Exactly What to Say certified guide, which is how I know my co-host, Andrea, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
My name is Andrea. I'm the owner of Rookie Terrain Maker, which is a lead generation lead conversion company. Also an Exactly What to Say certified guide. Nicole and I did some work today in our role play groups. And what we want to talk about is some common mistakes that people could be making, that if you corrected them slightly, you might be able to connect with more people more of the time and have more longevity in your sales conversations. Nicole,
here's something that we practice. I want to show. Oh, I don't know if it'll show up.
It will not show in
your. We practice praise, polish, and possibilities on our role play. So what we're bringing to you right now are a couple of possibilities that will improve your sales conversations once you become aware and take action. So, Andrea, what are some of the things that we see?
We see people trying to close too hard for the next step, and next step meaning a transaction versus a discussion. So if you want to be in a transaction with someone, it starts by being in relationship with them. And in order to get into relationship with them, you need to be relatable to them, show empathy, show curiosity, and getting to know them. So one of the things that drives me bananas, but happens often, is people who try and close too hard for too far of a next step versus a micro next step. How about you, Nicole?
What do we say all the time? Stop trying to get married on the first date. Listen, we like chasing the carrot. We like creating results. So as salespeople, I understand that the ultimate goal is to help someone make a decision and buy whatever it is that we're selling, service, product, offer. But we're trying to get there too fast. We're trying to jump too many steps. And that's where we create friction. That's where we make people feel like we're just in it for our own agenda. And that's where people start to feel the disconnect. And nothing can happen. No decision can be made until people can feel safe making that decision. And that might be a new way to say it or a new way that you've heard it. But that is really important, that we are able to help someone feel a certain level of trust and safety in a conversation with us so that they feel comfortable moving forward. Otherwise, they're going to feel like we're just trying to push them along on our own agenda. So I think that's the thing that always stands out to me when we do role play. And it's the thing that we're all guilty of. Like, I'll raise my hand. I've done it, right? Where we see the destination, we see the outcome. And even one of the women on our role play today said it. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to become more aware of how attached I am to the outcome. And that's how I would say is like, yes, don't get married on the first date. But also, why are we trying to get married on the first date? Because we're attaching so strong to the outcome. It would be like going on a first date and being like, oh my God, I hope he wants to marry me. I don't know what I'm going to say to get him to want to marry me. But like, I have a first date tonight. I am not thinking, how do I get this guy to marry me? Because I don't know. Like, how do you know until you get there? So yes, I think that's probably one of the number one things that people do to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah. And I think the first step is understanding how you're showing up in your conversations. So, we had earlier today when we role played, we had a lot of fun. It's like, okay, well, you said that. How do you say that again without saying you? How do you say that and make that about them and not you? How do you remove the word I out of the conversation? And I think there's a lot of ahas being had, whether it's from the instructor or from the audience, to see how they can get better at saying what they want to say, but make it about the other person. Number two, how can you be more concise in your sales questions? Are you trying to cover too much ground? I don't know who hearted that, but you're right on, person. Because if you give people too many words, you lose them. Remember, they are not having this conversation often, whether you're leading them, whether you're selling them something, whether they're making a financial decision. If you're the professional, you're the expert, you're having that conversation every single day. They are not having that every day. So you need to slow it down so they can hear your question, comprehend your question, and answer your question. Don't let them get lost in your question.
You should have your
sales questions be more conversational, concise. And you said, Nicole, would you say what?
You should be listening the majority of the time in a conversation where you're looking to ask better questions so that the other person opens up, so that they share context. And then what you're doing is you're making helpful recommendations, Not, this is the saying that we said this morning on role play, not just throwing spaghetti against a wall and hoping that something sticks. And that's what we do a lot of times. And we try to overcome one objection instead of isolating the objection. And then the next thing, it's like the whack-a-mole of objections, right? Another one comes up and another one comes up. And it's like, we're just trying to, well, we could do this, or we could do this, or we could do this. Slow down, ask better questions, and uncover some helpful context that allows you to make recommendations so that that person feels like you get them, you know them, you understand them. You're not trying to talk them into something. And when we end up being the one that's doing most of the talking, that's how it feels. It feels like somebody's trying to talk us into something. Or we're nervous and we haven't prepared for the conversation, so we're just verbal diarrhea-ing all over the place. And that's not helping the situation. As Andrea and I say a lot, like, your words are either helping or hurting. There's no neutral. And the thing that Andrea just said about being more concise and having more brevity, you've got to practice how you show up for these conversations so that you don't show up and just spew words all over the place.
Yeah.
That's not helping your cause.
No. Have people answer one question at a time, and make sure your question is intentional, concise, and that you want the answer to the question that you're asking. Because if you're asking a question, before you even ask the question is, do you want the answer to the question that you're asking? Ask yourself that question. If that's not something you want the answer to, ask a better question.
The good news is, if you want to know how to ask better questions, we have a way for you to do that. We may or may not be having a few more events over the next couple of weeks. One that we do know for sure we are having starts on August 6th. It is a 4-month program that we will be teaching you exactly what you need to know to ask better questions and to create more opportunities for yourself just by using your words. All the work that you do to create leads and to generate all this activity in your business, what would it feel like if you knew how to show up and convert more of those options, or convert more of those opportunities, instead of doing all that hard work and losing them? So that's what we really want to focus on, is asking better questions. And if you want to get better at that, if you want to learn how to remove the I language, remove the you language, and actually show up and use your words to create opportunities instead of cut off opportunities, we have a way for you to do that. Andrea just put the link in the chat. We'd love to invite you in. If you have questions about any of it, or you're not sure if it's the right fit, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to jump on a call and make sure that this is the right fit for you. Happy Friday, everybody. Take care. Hi, I'm Nicole Kramer.
And I'm Andrea Ferry Daniels.
And we are Exactly What to Say certified guides. And we are so thrilled to announce that we are coming back with an incredible program for you called Exactly What to Say. And the people that are perfect for this opportunity are professionals in their industry that are looking to up-level how they show up to the critical moments that matter in their life.
If you're interested in this program, the link is in the comments below, or feel free to reach out to Nicole or I directly through Instagram or phone call.
We'd love to see you there.